Hi, Scott Sattler, Managing Director of Complete Corporate Services. The following educational presentation covers modules surrounding topics demonstrating how lawyers can use investigators to assist in areas of law such as commercial, family, criminal, and personal injury. I hope you find the use of investigators by the legal industry helpful.
Module 5, Intelligence. The field of intelligence is intrinsically based on dealing with problems, whether short-term or long-term, and whether significant or minor. Businesses and individuals are regularly faced with complex tasks consisting of a wide variety of often conflicting elements, all of which exist in an environment of uncertainty and, at times, risk. It is essential, therefore, that lawyers consider the use of investigators in the area of intelligence gathering. Effective collection of intelligence may not overcome every potential problem that may arise, but it is certain that a systematic approach to gathering such intelligence will dramatically reduce the chances of problems arising. Let's talk about the role of intelligence in legal matters. One of the main functions of the intelligence process is the collation and analysis of large bodies of information, followed by the dissemination of that information in a concise, logical, and easy-to-understand form. It is essential that the intelligence process is applied to the vast amounts of information produced during major protracted investigations. The role of the intelligence officer acting in support of a major investigation or legal services is to provide the lawyer with appropriate intelligence support to facilitate the making of sound management decisions which would enhance the effective management of all personnel and the conduct of the investigation. It also allows the lawyer to have important information in their hands which may assist their client's case or highlight areas of risk. It should be noted that even though activities such as telephone toll analysis and profiling of offenders are carried out by intelligence staff, the real power of the use of the intelligence process is where it is applied to the analysis of large amounts of information and dissemination of an appropriate product which allows for better understanding and decision-making. Let's now talk about intelligence planning. The first step to intelligence gathering is to develop an intelligence plan, and this can be useful for the lawyer in a number of ways. When confronted with a substantial problem, operational project, it is essential that a plan be formally documented for a number of reasons, including the following. Number 1, actually formalizing a written and formatted plan ensures that all factors are considered and nothing is overlooked. Number 2, it provides the basis on which operatives and/or clients can see how the project is intended to be completed. It also provides a basis by which the supervisor or client can negotiate amendments to the plan. Number 3, it allows members in a team environment to understand how a project is being conducted and removes ambiguity or misunderstanding. Number 4, it assists with continuity should any human resource support for the project alter during the course of the project. For example, should the intelligence officer be transferred or seconded during the course of the project, then the plan allows for another member to continue the project. Let's consider the importance of intelligence in assisting lawyers and clients to make decisions. Most decisions require the decision maker to estimate the future consequences of choice. This estimation or prediction must be based on information such as historical trends and data about current situations. Crystal ball gazing is always dangerous because predictions made about the future are based on current information, as future information is not possible to obtain. The majority of decisions are made under conditions of uncertainty. In these situations, there are a large number of factors to consider, and there is likely to be an additional group of unidentifiable factors. The circumstances are also probably in a state of change. The investigator must use great judgment, intuition, and experience to assign the correct probabilities to different alternatives. For the lawyer, engaging an investigator to perform intelligence operations allows the lawyer and client to have information at their fingertips, which means they can make more informed decisions. One of the most important skills an investigator must demonstrate when gathering intelligence is lateral thinking. In criminal intelligence, lateral thinking is the solving of problems and the generation of hypotheses. Lawyers are often busy with large caseloads, so it is practical to engage an investigator to undertake intelligence, as they are trained in lateral thinking as well as the generation of alternatives, which may provide your client and case with a variety of ways to solve or approach a problem. Let's talk about the generation of alternatives. One of the most basic principles of lateral thinking is that any way of looking at a subject is but one of many ways. Lateral thinking is interested in exploring these other ways by rearranging and restructuring the information available on the subject. You may well say that this is an obvious technique and that you do it all the time. What you probably do is search for the best alternative, and when you think you have found it, the search ends. Lateral thinking goes well beyond this approach to search for as many alternatives as possible. It is based upon the belief that each may have something to offer intrinsic to itself, and that therefore each alternative has some value, not necessarily found in other alternatives. The advantages to this technique are that a generated alternative may serve as a useful starting point, actually solve the problem without any effort, or may serve to rearrange things so that the problem is solved indirectly. Investigators are trained in evaluation. Evaluating information from an intelligence perspective is the deliberate and systematic process of measuring the worth or potential worth of information with particular reference to the reliability of the source of the information and the validity of the information itself. It is an ongoing activity within the intelligence process. This is one of the most important aspects of intelligence gathering, and as a lawyer, you want to ensure your investigator is able to evaluate the validity of information and perform an accurate assessment of the reliability of the source. Let's talk about source reliability. An accurate assessment of the reliability of a source of information must take into account a range of factors, including the length of relationship with the source, the accuracy of information provided in the past, the motive of source to provide the information, the proximity of the source to the information supplied, the specificity of information, the location and circumstances of delivery of information, and specific characteristics of the course, including sensory limitations, physical state, bias, and knowledge and experience. Let's talk about information validity. In addition to assessing the reliability of the source, it is essential that an assessment be made of the validity of the information obtained. That validity can be based on comparison with data already held or with information provided by other independent sources. The independence of comparative sources is vital in this situation. It is of little value to attempt to assess the validity of information provided by a particular source by comparing information provided by a source associated with the original source. The information must also be assessed in terms of it being fact, opinion, rumour, or innuendo. Investigators are trained to assess the validity of information, and a skilled investigator will be knowledgeable in how a lawyer may utilise such information, whether in or out of court. Intelligence analysis. Analysis is at the core of the intelligence function. It is the analytical component of the intelligence progress which adds value to raw data and collated information. Intelligence itself is the product of applying analytical processes to information. Without subjecting information to analysis, the product is not intelligence. Intelligence gathering in legal services. Some of the key areas or reasons a lawyer may engage an investigator for intelligence gathering and analysis include association analysis. A lawyer may wish to know information about the various relationships and nature of such relationships between individuals, businesses, locations, addresses, vehicles, telephones, or events. Being able to link factors or find associations may be pertinent to a given scenario, such as in a criminal law matter. Analytical flow charting. Link charting provides a method for the graphical depiction of the association between and among individuals and organizations, telephone listings, and other entities. Usually there will be other relationships and activities which, if charted, can be of equal value. This can include an assessment of the relationship between separate events, the flow of particular commodities between entities, and the nature of a particular activity itself. Telephone toll analysis. This is the process of analysing telephone call data to assist in identifying criminal and other associations between subscribers. The process can also assist in the identification of syndicates of organised criminals and the tracking of movements of targets. Profiling. The technique of profiling has advanced over the years from the original card system used by collators to the pro forma profile sheets and to the current computerized profile generation system. Profiling has become a very important intelligence tool which is designed not only for comprehensive data retrieval for intelligence purposes, but also plays a major role in investigations. Investigators utilize profiles to document all known pieces of information, associated activities, associates, and intelligence information which relates to targeted persons, businesses, organizations, and gangs. Profiling is essentially used in order to develop a data bank of easily retrievable information on selected targets. Concealed income analysis. To paraphrase an old cliche, money makes the world of criminal activity go round. Financial gain is often the primary motive in criminal activity. The retention of wealth without detection is a further motivation for those involved in criminal activities. Therefore, skills in concealed income analysis are important to the development of inferences related to most criminal activities and critical in the area of organised and white-collar crime and conspiracies. Concealed income analysis should be viewed as another analytical tool. As such, it is often beneficial to combine the results of the analysis with the products developed through other analytical techniques. It will provide the information necessary to make an initial determination regarding the financial benefits to an individual, group, or organisation from their criminal activity. It will also provide you with information which will make it easier to communicate with professional accountants or auditors who may become involved in any detailed financial analysis which may be required. Early on, concealed income analysis can be used in the development of hypotheses. At this stage, the confirmation does not need to be as precise as for hypothesis testing. Data which can be readily collected is sufficient, example from public records, informants, observations, surveillance, and other commonly used sources. Inference development. Once large amounts of data have been integrated, reduced, and described in more manageable and meaningful forms, the next step of analysis is to interpret information in support of the development of an inference. An inference, in the context of criminal intelligence, is an end product of the intelligence process. It is a statement about past, continuing, present, or future criminal activities or situations. An inference statement comprises a number of essential elements which include who, what, where, when, why, and how. There are generally 4 types of inferences. 1. A hypothesis, a theory that requires additional information for confirmation or denial. 2. A conclusion, an explanation that is well supported, a hypothesis that has been confirmed and can be acted upon. 3. A prediction, an inference about something that will happen in the future. And 4. An estimation, an inference made from a sample to the whole. The development of an inference is not merely an exercise in looking at a range of collected and integrated data and making a best guess as to what it all means based on a gut feeling or intuition. Inference development is a structured process. It involves the application of logical reasoning to determine a hypothesis, preliminary theory, then rigorously testing that hypothesis through further data collection. Ultimately, a hypothesis will either be shown to be improbable or disproved when subject to testing, or strengthened and supported.
Thanks for participating in the presentation. We hope you found it valuable. If you require further information or assistance, please don't hesitate to contact Complete Corporate Services via email, operations@completecorp.com.au, or call us 1300 911 334.